Dear human being, beloved soul, I welcome you to my podcast series, Conversations with the Universe. After a near-death experience, my perception of our human existence changed profoundly. I became more sensitive, with all our known senses. I feel more intensely, see people with different eyes, and often take a different perspective on life and our challenges. In my books, I share these altered perspectives and all the knowledge that has flowed through me since my near death and thus record it. For all those who are searching for something more, for the meaning of our existence here on Mother Earth. And it is now a great pleasure for me to share this knowledge with you in this way as a supplement to my books. This season I am dedicating myself to my very first work, the basics of being. I wish you many wonderful insights on your path. Thank you. Love.
First, a quick note about my network, Spine. This is short for the Spiritual Network and is the first global social media network for holistic knowledge, awareness, spirituality, and above all, a bridge between providers and seekers. I invite you to join us and connect with me there. Feel free to look around, find lots of podcasts, events, healers, but above all, lots of inspiration to grow. It's free. But now let's start with today's episode. The power of the source permeates all existence. It is all existence, and from it, energies move in a spiral pattern out from the center, ever further away from it, yet always connected to it. The source is the cause of all forms of matter that you know and will ever know. Thus, the source is the highest, strongest, most subtle and clearest force that exists, an energy at an indescribably high frequency. It is the so-called God, the creator of all being, the energy behind the forms, the source of all forms of being. Humans tend to be able to understand things better when they take on a tangible form, become a person. And so they have personified the countless laws of the universe in order to understand them better. Cosmos means order. And for humans, this order is easier to comprehend when it becomes human, that is, personal. What you refer to as the being, as the person, God, does not actually exist, but only this one specific energy with a consciousness that is not really tangible for us. It possesses the clearest and purest consciousness that exists. This state of consciousness is therefore, in personified form, the one being that watches over everything and acts with omniscience. This state of consciousness is therefore, in personified form, the one being that watches over everything and acts with omniscience. The source, the energy levels, the dense frequency ranges, and the less dense ones, they are all the platforms for the different forms of expression of one and the same energy. The energy of the origin, the source. The entire cosmos is energy. Energy in all its possible forms and consciousness. A lot of energy means a lot of consciousness. Thus, the source is consciousness itself. So when you call upon a higher power that is the most almighty, greatest, clearest, and most knowledgeable being for you, you are calling upon the energy of the source of all being itself. Your consciousness, your thought patterns, and your beliefs may need a personification for this, but in fact, these forms only arise within you. Understandable forms, but ones that arise only from separation, and are there solely to make the task of communicating with the being God more accessible and thus easier for you. And after all, it is easier to address a being than to speak into the empty space of the infinite universe. Besides, it is certainly easier to call on a single person when you need help, or to berate them when you are angry, or to yell at them when you are desperate. But the most tempting thing is when you can transfer responsibility to this being. Then you are not to blame for your own misfortunes, the circumstances or conditions you encounter. Then it is God who wanted it. Then it is God whom you seem to be powerless against and helplessly exposed to his will. All beings from all energy levels that I have outlined here are only forms of energy. You never call upon a being, but always only the consciousness of a certain energy unit in a certain frequency. An energy field. This may be somewhat disillusioning, but it can help us to step out of the vortex of our previous belief patterns, which only want to maintain an illusion with hierarchies, guilt, and atonement. Certainly, the angels in the church are beautiful to look at, but these images arose from the consciousness and perception of a few people many hundreds of years ago, at a different time, with a different understanding and different social belief patterns. We all know the laws of energy, and that is why it is time to repaint the images. These are energies that you can call upon, and they are connections that you create by finally becoming aware of them again. This awareness of the connection expands your consciousness, your entire being. It opens your heart and thus strengthens the feeling of oneness. And that is what allows you to be happier, more content, and more peaceful in this state. There is no God who is responsible for what is happening to you right now. Once you have recognized and truly understood this, there is room for another truth, namely that you are God. And once you have understood that there is no higher being who created things, then there is room to accept this powerful truth. Get ready for these insights. Make room for this realization. Then something beautiful and new can begin and grow in your life. Your personal responsibility. The God within you can only blossom and flourish when you no longer seek this God outside yourself. For everything you seek, you will find within yourself. You can reach all frequency ranges through your chakras. You are always the representative of all these areas through them. And you can ultimately discover the real creative power within you through the awareness of all this. Experience the God within you. But as long as you seek Him outside yourself, your eyes are looking in the wrong direction, your ears are deafened by the outside world, and your hands are too busy with the doings of the world. Discover your creative abilities, unfold and use them. Don't wait for others to act and create for you. Create yourself. You are the driver of your destiny. In every moment of your life, you, with all your undiscovered potential, your hungry consciousness, and your great ability to create things. The more you become aware of all this, the more it can live in you and through you, the more you can experience, and the more you are the divine being that you really are. Let's briefly summarize. There is the all-pervading power of the source. You are an expression of this power and always connected to it. You are part of the whole that is the source. It is infinite, so you are too. It is the so-called God, so you are too. You are the helmsman of your boat in the river of life. You are the flower of your life, and you decide where it may grow. You are the inventor of your destiny. You are the builder of your life's house. You are the sum of all your decisions. You are God, because you are eternally connected to the source and therefore divine. Thank you again for listening. Thank you. Love. And I would like to remind you to join our community Spine. We are a community that wants to help you live a healthier life, practice your spirituality, and expand your consciousness. We help you find and connect with healers around the world, and we help you give your life a new meaning in different ways. We are Spine, connections that help.